Oh shit, is that me fucking it up?
And we're live. What's up? You know. Welcome to the legacy of ours, where we're men talking about things that we need to talk about that we kind of suppress, so we kind of open conversation, getting our point of view. Today's episode, we're going to talk about self-representation and what that means, and going into details of why you may act a certain way or how you may change. And we're going to talk about some other stuff. We're going to kind of go back and forth. So we got my host, our co-hosts, Nieto and Nelson here with me, and ready to dive into this.
Yeah,
That was good.
that
I
was
like
good.
that.
Hey,
Oh, that was good. Is that what you're
that.
saying to me?
No,
I have no
I like.
idea what I had to deal with these guys.
That big, and we're live.
I had to get on
Uh,
a social cue somewhere, somehow.
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey, it is what it is, and you
because the
can't change it
countdown's
now.
not
I
enough.
mean, will I always hold it against you? Probably. I'm gonna talk about it on here too. So I mean, that's what we're here to do. So no,
Most definitely.
Hey, but before we actually get into the topic and stuff,
yeah.
what do you guys think about what's going on in the Olympics? All the mishaps. I don't know if you guys heard of it. So, that the Olympics changed some rules up, and that the athletes need to start riding this bus in a certain specific time. Well, it was just happened before the 100-meter dash for um, the women the night prior. So not everybody got to hear it, hear that rule change. Well, due to that, Sha'Carri Richardson and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price didn't get to warm up or even join the race.
Oh, really?
What?
Yeah. So,
I-
and that's why.
How do people not know? Like, did they not send that information out? Like, wouldn't you
So
think?
apparently they sent it out late in the night,
Oh,
and a few ladies didn't actually get to hear it.
well, yeah, because they're probably up having sex. That's why they got the cardboard beds. Are you serious? Don't laugh. This is known fact. These people are freaks, but they're amazing. They're like all the best athletes of the world. Of course, they want to procreate and have the best babies in the world. No, that's what. From what I heard, this is not my words. This is what I found out. They have cardboard beds for that reason, for real. So you can't fuck it. You don't break through.
What the fuck? Where did
Okay.
you hear this?
Look it up.
Where?
Look it up, Mr. Professor.
I'm looking it up.
Look it up.
What am I
That's why
looking
they have
up?
the cardboard beds at the Olympics for athletes.
Olympic.
That's wild. I would say that.
That is hilarious, though. But yeah, it was a known thing. People were having sex all the time,
I don't believe
and then
it.
they
didn't expect that at
changed
all.
the beds. Well, yeah, you never know what you're gonna get on this show. So,
That is true. That is
That
very
is
true. God damn.
but yeah,
All I
it is
know-
nuts. While you're talking about that, did you see the box in the weatherweight division in boxing for the women?
Oh,
There was a male athlete fighting two women,
yeah.
and so won both times. And I actually just seen on X that it was confirmed. This is not my source by any means. The Libs of TikTok tweeted that they ran a test that it was actually a male. There was a whole controversy thing, and I don't know all the details, but like he was born, she was born a woman, or whatever the case may be, versus him being born a male, and then it was some shit. I don't know, but yeah, it was confirmed that he was a male, and he beat these two women. The first round, I don't know if you could pull that up. The first round, the girl knew this dude was hitting hard, and she actually ended up just like signing out. And so she already knew. Now this recent broad he fought, or woman he fought, he was like, she actually went round for round, all three rounds with him. But he kept holding. So he got like a penalty for holding, but he would always get get her in a headlock and everything. Like that was his main thing. Like towards the end of it, he was like headlock, and I was like, damn. It's like, you can kind of tell as far as like if you look at him hit or her hit, I don't know what the fuck. It was hard. Like you could see she was like moving back, but she was handling her own. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I think I was watching Club Shay Shay not too long ago, and they were talking about, I think Ocho Cinco and Shay Shay, they were talking about how much they actually do get paid on, if they complete that. And it's like $35,000 if they come in first.
Really?
Yeah. And they actually had a bet. They were like, "Hey, we'll up that. Here's 50 G's or here's 100 G's if you know what I mean. If these athletes can complete and come in first."
How would you feel though? Like if you were like
train for 4 years just for 9 seconds of actually winning a gold medal and only getting $35,000? I'll feel for pretty fucking shitty.
I wonder if they have like other jobs or second jobs.
Oh, I'm sure they have to.
You know what I mean? Well, or like how many? Don't they get sponsored? Like I don't know shit
and stuff that they have.
Yeah,
it's gotta be pretty decent, especially if you have to train all year.
Yeah,
you're not wrong. But how is that perceived in the world though? Like how do everybody always looks up to these these athletes or the Olympians. And deep down, they don't really know what preparation they have to go through. Like, how does that perception versus reality how does that work for it? Like, because we see it on the outside, like they on TV, they must be getting paid,
right?
But deep down, it's not really like that.
Yeah, I don't think they get paid that much, right? If you're not hitting gold, right? I don't know. That'd be something good to find out.
I mean, I'm sure.
But the Olympics representing a whole nation?
Yeah, they're the best of the best, right?
I know.
So
yeah, you would think, right? But look at can you compare the WNBA? Like these are like they're professionals, but yet they don't get paid much, but they don't get the views. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. So I don't know.
I don't even.
That's pretty wild. Yeah. You know what's crazy to see though?
I don't want to hear that.
What? You trying to? What do you mean?
No, Neto was like, I don't want to hear that.
Joe, I know. That's what I'm talking about.
I didn't say that. What are you guys saying? Well, I do have a 48-second video of the Italian boxer fighting against the Iman Khalif. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, that's his name. Okay. I mean, her name or whatever. What? I'm sorry, dude. I don't.
In the ring, Italian fighter Angela Carini abruptly withdrawing from her match against Algeria's Iman Khalif after just 46 seconds and some hard punches. Khalif's participation in the women's matches has been under renewed scrutiny. She was disqualified from last year's World Championships after the International Boxing Association said she failed a gender eligibility test. The International Olympic Committee saying this morning that all the athletes in the tournament comply with the competition's regulations.
Hey, thanks for watching.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I just seen it on Peacock, so we signed up for Peacock just for the Olympics.
So what? How do you?
And I
guess I'm wondering what did that test consist of? I don't. Yeah, that's what I want to know. We got a test now.
I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. I mean,
I don't know.
I would assume.
But why? Why do you? I guess because of today's world, you don't know.
Yeah, but maybe they're like, this one's suspicious. Just look at him. Go to the
that lean on you. You got that lean.
Yeah, it's like that Adam's apple is showing pretty predominant. You got a bigger Adam's apple than me. Take your ass to the clinic. We need to test your blood.
You 6'5"?
I don't know.
Waiting in the heavyweight. You got it.
You can whoop my ass pretty much. Yeah, take your ass to the clinic. They're probably insecure guys. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But yeah, that's wild. I seen the video. The girl couldn't take the punches, the first one, and she backed out. She was like, all right, but she was like talking. I think she was Russian. I don't know. I could be wrong. And she was speaking in her language, and the commentary was like, oh, she's very upset about something. And it may have been something to do with, like, obviously I'm fighting a dude in a leotard, you know what I mean? And he's
Right.
like, and then the other girl, she took some hits, and you could tell she was like, when she was in the ring, she was like, all right, I'm doing this for all the women out there. I gotta whoop his ass. I gotta stay in the game. And she went toe to toe.
Took a beating?
And this motherfucker was getting mad. You could tell he was getting mad. She even pushed the bitch, and she did her fall on the floor. And then he kept putting her in a headlock. I'm like, give her a break. You are a fucking grown ass man. Leave her alone. And he's got her in a
gotta find this
headlock.
goddamn video.
Lester Rupp gave her a 2-piece and a biscuit and was like, "Go about your way."
Dude, it was August 3rd. So it was recent, and I think she's getting a medal.
Okay.
He's getting a medal. I don't know, but all I know is it was getting kind of
has he
unfair.
lost?
No, he hasn't lost. It would take a guy like you to beat him.
That you just asked? Did he lose?
Right?
in a
No,
women's
she's not gonna.
boxing?
I'm telling you, I feel like I saw his fist through the back of the women. Like, he punched them so hard, and they were like moving. I'm not kidding. It's unfair, man. It is wild. It is fucking wild. But hey,
Oh, God.
congratulations, I guess. Everybody's a winner.
So how do you guys feel about the Olympics then? Like,
I don't know.
I hear so much shit that I can't say is fact, but I just hear a whole bunch of shit.
Right.
From what I heard, and again, it's not fact. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I heard that, like, they're encouraging more, like, people who have done, like, sexual crimes. Like, I guess one guy is in there that may have, like, sexually molested or somebody, and they said it wasn't a part of the rules about them not allowing somebody to have that. And the Olympics have a lot of young 13-year-old girls, like gymnastics and shit like that. And I don't know if you heard about all the crazy shit with gymnastics, you know. So I think they're more lenient with shit like that. But
where do you find this information?
Yeah,
a lot of people, and I don't read, but well, no, it's not true. I do read, but still, I'm hearing this through shit, and that's why I can't say it's not all fact.
Right.
But what I do know is I witnessed a man whoop a woman's ass and getting a medal for it.
And that's a
I'm
fact.
serious. I am serious. I should braid my hair just to get some shit off my chest and just start beating. Because a guy could probably whoop my ass. You know, I may not be able to fight, but a woman, at least I can kind of power my way through it, you know.
I mean,
I don't know. I feel like I'm torn between the Olympics now. Just
Yeah, a lot of people are.
because it used to be, broadcast to the world like, hey, this is what our nations have to offer. Kind of like,
Yeah.
this is our best of the best.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
no social term, like anything that's going on. Like, no, if you're male, you're male. You're female, you're female.
Right.
I feel like there's a lot of politics that play into this, but
And you
know,
feel
we
like
don't
it
get
would
into
be black and white,
politics,
though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you feel like at least at that point it would be black and white.
yeah.
It
You know,
should
like,
be, but
you know what I mean?
It's
It's
not
like,
for some odd
I
reason.
don't know.
And I feel like we just need to come together and actually sit down as a nation and just be like, hey, look,
Yeah.
you're a woman. But I mean, if that's your steez, I don't hate on it whatsoever. It's just I feel like if they are going to do that, I feel, have a men's league, women's league, and then a transgender league, so they
Mhm.
won't. You know what I mean? Like, because
Yeah.
man is stronger than a woman, regardless if they do switch it. And I see your face, Neto. I know. But like, at least have a league, you know what I mean, of their own, so they can actually feel.
But would they still go against like each other, or would they go against like male?
No, so like
Maybe
you have
mixed.
so how I'm
female to
proposing. Like,
male
no,
against
so
male
like
to female.
you have the transgender league, kind of like you have, of course, the men that transition to women, the women that transition to men. So like they have their own separate categories that they have. So like now we have three
So-
categories to.
So what you're telling me is that you're gonna separate them from
No,
you were born a woman, so you're gonna fight a woman, even though you guys are both transitioning into a
no.
man.
That's not what I'm saying. So I'm saying, like, say if
He's
you,
grouping them
you're a
all
woman,
together, right?
yeah. If
It's
you're a
still the same
woman
thing.
and you transition to a
Yeah,
man,
I know. So
you're gonna
it
fight another
logically, yeah.
woman that transitioned to another man, or
So then,
you know,
why can't they
transition.
just stay?
It's two men. They just want to wear makeup. That's
Exactly.
they just want to wear
Exactly.
makeup. I
Right?
guess
You want
that's
to wear
fine.
makeup here? You're still in your division
Right.
against a male in
Yeah.
your body weight.
Here's the thing.
You
How
just
would
watched
you
this woman
feel?
get battered. What do you mean?
How would you feel if like your daughter was in something like that and now she's competing with a dude? Like your daughter's in gymnastics. I know that.
Yeah.
You know, how would you feel like if an achievement so that she worked her ass off, that you went and drove hours and hours and hours for her to compete? You're losing your fucking mind driving, maintaining. She's putting in the work in, and then it comes to this one moment, and she's going up against a guy that is way stronger, and whatever the case may be, and may have some athletic benefits, and then it gets taken from her. Right.
There's nothing you can do,
Yeah,
no matter how mad you are,
yeah,
no matter how much you prep. You can't do anything. This is literally society evolving into whatever the fuck it wants to be.
right.
And
Yep.
it's only showing to the world that how pathetic.
Yeah, they're trying to go
world is
everywhere.
becoming. Yeah.
They're literally trying to go everywhere, and
Yeah.
then they're gonna make it a normal thing. And now our kids are gonna be living in a new society where it's like we're growing up. It doesn't even look like the same place. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
man, when I was young, I didn't think this was ever gonna happen. It's like living in this alternate, world. Like you were talking about Black Mirror shit.
Yeah.
Like that's
And
what it feels like.
It's like music now, Although women rappers and stuff are fucking making some
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
good beats and shit, and then you got the fucking males. Clothes are getting tighter. Their fucking
Yep.
fingernails are getting painted,
yep,
and some of them are wearing fucking makeup. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Like
Yep.
Hey
everything's
man,
switching.
hey look, y'all do look. I ain't got nothing against nobody that wear some
No,
tight ass.
no, that's
Hey, y'all do what y'all need to do. Paint your fingernails, but just know that ain't my steez. That ain't how I rock. That's not how I grew up. But I'm not gonna just be like, oh, with your tight ass jean wearing ass, you could probably got a yeast effect. Like I'm not about to go out my way to
Yeah.
yeah. You know what I mean? And to make a
Yeah.
point. Like, nah. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do that. But I mean, it is changing, and it is alarming
think-
at the rate that it is.
I think here's the thing. Like, okay, if I feel like I got plenty of gay friends. I mean, I'm friends with y'all, and I'm just joking. No, but like I know people. Like, I don't have a problem with people being gay. I think it's this
Yeah, me
whole
neither.
issue with the transgender thing. I think that's more serious right now than anything, because now that's fucking up kids' minds. I mean, I understand what people would say even with being gay, but now you're going further than that. Like, you're talking about love here. Now you're talking about science. Like, I'm not
So
this, and
would you
I
say
can
that-
now
are
go
they-
to a doctor and have that shit done.
Right.
And it's
So
so
are they-
it's so bad. Oh, go ahead.
My bad. Like, are
No,
they
you're good.
presenting themselves, or like how they're posting it and going about it? Do you
Yeah.
think it's wrong? Do you think there's a different avenue
Yeah,
that they
I
could
think
have took?
Yeah, I think it's wrong. I'll be honest. I think it's wrong and stuff. You're born, and I'm not going to be like specific towards a group or anything, but if you're born a certain gender and then all of a sudden you want to switch that gender up and then try to preach it to everybody else because you think you're
Mhm.
right,
Yeah.
that's where I think everything just it just falls apart for me. Is whenever you want to be someone in a specific way, and then you're gonna try to manipulate everybody else to see
Right.
it your way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That is true. And again, like, they're doing it to a point where like it's in the schools. If you have teachers who have this ideology, who's to say that they don't start steering your children into thinking, I'm a
Stealing
little
your
confused
children?
right now. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
you're confused. You may want to be a boy, Sally. And you know what? I can send you to a doctor right now. You don't have to tell your parents, or you can go start doing this on yourself. And then now, they think that there's something that they've been invested in. And then the suicide rate I heard was high,
yeah.
And looking up like that to see like how that affects. But
Yeah. I mean, it's like I don't know how true this is, but Elon Musk's son, right?
Yeah.
He was transgender. He
Yeah.
did the entire thing. Elon Musk was like, "All right, if you want to do it, you can do it." Got a sex change and everything. Did all the hormone
blockers
injections
or whatever.
and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, and now he's regretting it.
Yeah.
Sometimes
You
you
know,
have to go
like,
through
too
life
late
and
now.
make mistakes in order to learn.
Yeah, it's too late now. Now that you want to become a male, you want to have a family, you want to grow
Nope.
your family, and
It's done.
not gonna happen.
It's self-mutilation. Ben Shapiro started reading like the process of it, and it's even hard to hear. It's like the images of like how they have to cut you and how they have to like completely like it is wild. But yeah, it's mutilation. So there's no going back to that. And now you're fucked up hormonally too. You know what I mean? Especially like well, for all, women have different hormones, and now you're fucking up that hormone shit. Yeah, you'll be depressed, you're gonna be killing yourself. And it's true, and it's a hard fact, but yeah, that's where I feel like it's going. So it's wild, but the Olympics was cool. You know what I'm excited for?
Yeah, we do.
Olympic weightlifting.
Still tuned in. Welcome back to the Legacy of Ours. Like, subscribe, comment, please. We'll love to hear your advice on these topics. We appreciate it very much.
Yeah,
Drew.
Yeah. Well, for one, I seen ping pong for the first time, Korea and China, and that shit was wild. The way they like set up to fucking serve, it's like crazy, and the ball's going so goddamn fast. And then you go, oh, they make a sound, and someone got a point. The ball keeps going, row. Someone got another point. I'm like, wait, how are you counting? It just goes so fast. No, I'm excited for Olympic weightlifting and rock climbing.
Rock climbing is in the Olympics now?
Yeah. Hey, breakdancing is in the Olympics. So I signed us up. And Nelson, of course, you're the leader. So
you're the leader.
You mean the whole
breakdancing? Yep.
Oh, there, get it.
We can get a gold medal right here. That's gold medal.
Nah, I ain't worthy. They got breakdancing in the Olympics now. I thought that was just a Red Bull type deal.
No, I think from what I heard, again, I hear shit. You probably should look everything up that I say.
Fact check you.
You need to. Quick. Somebody needs to, because I'm not fact checking myself. Yeah. But yeah, what are you excited for? Did you want to see anything interesting in the Olympics, or did you not even pay attention?
He's right. Afghanistan first female Olympic breakdancer.
Thank you.
I want my big dream. That's the fucking.
No way.
Yes, thank you. Drew's got one. Drew's got one.
Yeah.
No way.
It is.
Dang.
That's
real.
Wow.
Yep. See? Did you find out? What'd you find out about the cardboard beds?
Oh, I didn't even look that up.
Do you want to see anything at the Olympics? None of y'all want to see anything, or do you not pay attention?
I'm always excited about the track and field.
Oh, really?
I just watch basketball. That's it.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I see basketball whooping ass, but I've seen some other people get ass whooped from the U.S. They were doing a 3-on-3, but it wasn't the pros.
It wasn't
like
so.
LeBron acting like he young now. Them knees they about to blow out soon. You better stop trying to
he's
reach
a superstar, back. Man. He's an athlete, but he's a superstar. So he gotta be good. He gotta look good. He gotta do his thing.
Hey man,
and so yeah. So nothing.
All right. So I'm looking it up now.
Yeah.
And this is by Forbes. Anti-sex beds of Paris of 2024 Olympics explained. The cardboard bed first went viral in 2021 after American track and field runner Paul Camilio, or how you say his name, posted on them on X, claiming that the beds were aimed at avoiding intimacy among athletes. Beds will always be withstand the weight of a single person to avoid situations beyond sports. Camillo wrote at the same time, at this point, I will have to start practicing how to sleep on the floor.
Nice. So, in essence, I was right.
And it's
come on, man. It said intimacy to avoid intimacy because of having more than one person.
I'm not giving it to you.
You have to give it to me.
I'm not giving it to you.
Fine, I'll take it.
You can't take it.
I'll accept it.
That wasn't given to you. What you take it? That's that St. Louis mentality. I didn't win. I'm just gonna take it.
Yeah, but anyway, I was pretty close.
No, not even.
God damn.
One more thing about the Olympics. There was a guy who came, I think again, I don't know, Turkey, possibly, probably wrong, who came in. It was a shooting competition, I guess. Straight up one-handed it, and I think he got an hand in his pocket, other hand in his pocket, aimed,
Oh,
shot,
I seen that. Yeah,
bullseye.
yeah.
Yep, and it looked like he just
won
strolled
silver,
in.
right?
Yep.
So I'll have to. I'll pose this question. So like, how do you think like their mental state is? Like, because you train for 4 years
Yeah.
constantly. You have a whole team with you. You have all this media in the background. You're trying to prove yourself to get picked. Like, and for 4 years, you wait for this one event, and say you lose. Like, how does that resonate with a person? Or like, say you come in third, or you know what I mean? Like, you middle of the pack. Like, how do you think they feel about that?
I think they'd feel probably horrible, especially if they lost to a transgender. You know what I mean? And have that title ripped from them. But I feel like they would. I guess I would assume it's a growth process, wouldn't you say? Because it's like, okay, yeah, you didn't
for years though.
Yeah.
Not a couple, not just like an average fighter. Like, you have.
I mean,
fight,
I think it would. Loss.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think you can get mad. You know how the world's turning
I
out.
trained for 4 years for this, and you
why compete? Why compete? If you know that there's a possibility that there's a male that's going to be in the female division, or a female going to be in the male division.
Yeah.
Don't be mad.
You right. Yeah. Shout out to my homeboy Burton. He over here watching as well. So I had to get that little shout out. My bad.
Yeah. I feel like they just have. I mean, I'm sure it'll hurt. Of course. I mean, yeah, you train so much, and it depends on how, I guess, bad you lose. Because what if you just feel off that day? You know, there was a
you mean to tell me you trained for 4 years and you have that one bad day on the day that you have to compete?
I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of anxiety. You're on camera. They slow you down to like look at everything
plastered on the big screen.
Yeah. And you looking all goofy and shit, and then you're like, oh man, I can see where my forearm is fucked up or whatever. They got this shit on a mega screen somewhere. You know what I mean? It's a lot. I'd be stressed out. But maybe they're so calm. It's their craft that they're not even focused on it. But I wonder if it like pokes at them though. It's like, you know, there was this one girl. She was on, it was gymnastics. She was doing her spins and shit, and she was on the bar, and she slipped off the bar, and she fell. She got back up, and she finished it, and then she got down, and her coach came, pat her on the back, but you could tell that motherfucker was pissed. He was like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? It's like, I've been working my ass off for you. And you fuck up like that. Yeah, I was like, she's getting beat tonight. You know. These motherfuckers I don't know. I'm just talking.
I mean,
we don't condone that here in the legacy of ours. We don't condone beating.
No,
at all.
No,
by
not at all.
any means.
But within Google, it says that's a 5-day total audience delivery average of 34 million viewers across combined live Paris prime time, US prime time, and so on and so forth.
And like the kids, you know what I mean? Like that compete. You have to think like how separated they are from their parents, right? You think their parents travel with them?
Not even separated from their parents. What about separated from their friends?
I think their team becomes their friend, wouldn't you say? Like that's all they know. It's like you guys in the service, and you guys connect with people, and you feel like, man, we've been through a lot of shit. Like you become like that's your community. Like everything else at the time, it doesn't really matter because it's what you're living in the now. And so maybe that's what they got. You know what I mean? That's all they know. But yeah.
That's shitty. I feel like that's a shitty way to live.
Yeah,
it is. Because
what if they really love it? Maybe
everything is tracked,
live and breathe
calories,
it.
I'll be right
macros, fucking everything.
But you know what I want more than anything?
I gotta.
You have an idea?
No,
you don't.
I got an idea.
And I'm not a trader, I promise you, but I want to be trained by Team China when it comes to Olympic weightlifting. Yeah. These motherfuckers are crazy, and I know
something serious.
But they're one of the best. But they start their kids from early. Like they don't get a choice. There's like, nah, I think you'll like Olympic weightlifting.
You see the TikToks on China's like apparently elementary schools and shit.
No.
Man, they're like dribbling 2 balls in the same time and stuff. They're doing all these like physical activities and
it's a lot different from America.
Oh yeah, we're feeding our kids fucking cupcakes and cake.
Yeah, I watch a lot of like the clean and jerks and the snatch, and Lee Dayan is one of the best, and there's a few others.
Yeah,
and so like I'm excited to see him if he in the Olympics and shit and just that sort of thing. But yeah, China did this like it was diving. It was like this synchronized shit. Does that make sense? 2 at the same time they're diving. What is that?
I mean, I'm assuming synchronized diving.
Right. Okay. And it was like perfect. These, I mean, they mean their shit.
But did they win gold?
I don't know. Who the hell knows? I mean, to me it looks good, but it could be shit to everybody else. They're like, oh my god, that's terrible.
Right, yeah.
But yeah.
So do you think that we're behind?
Oh yeah.
Honestly, could you see that, as you said, that they have, you're gonna do this and this is your profession? Like, is there like a placement test that they have to do, or like, because I do feel like we're behind on a lot of things, but nobody's really telling us. What do you suggest that we need to fix as a nation, as a whole, for unity, self-identity, and trust?
What do we need to fix?
Yeah, like as a nation, like what do we need to fix in your opinion? No politics, just talk about like people, like as a whole, like what do we need to fix?
Fix the nation, Chris.
Bro, you can't fix a nation without common sense.
Yeah. Or
I mean, it sounds like a joke and everything.
Yeah. Or do you need to have like, actually, that's probably the best way to really explain.
I'm not even joking either.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people that are just really naive and think this world is based off of them. And
do you believe in having traditional Christian values, even though you may not be Christian? And here's why. The traditional Christian values, which is what America was pretty much founded on, right? Is the basic laws of don't steal, don't cheat, yada yada yada, the 10 Commandments thing. Mm-hmm. And that's essentially, I guess, what law really comes from. If you're talking about like just law in general, right?
Right.
Like, do you believe it's good to have it based on those values because they're traditionally good, versus even people having common sense? Because what if you have common sense, but yet you still choose to do something bad, even though you're smart enough to know, but you still can do it? You know what I mean? It's like versus like really knowing that, I'm not going to steal today because it's not a good thing. So what do you think about that?
I don't know. I mean,
like, would you be like, okay, I'd rather it be raised on Christian values versus not, you know what I mean? Or just say common sense? Because like the value of just being a Christian, that's good for just anybody. What do you think, Nelson?
Nelson, go ahead, take this from me.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Holmes. We getting into politics and religion, two of the topics I
think this is like ethical. You know what I mean? Just being ethical. Like I'm not gonna steal or kill from you. That's just a traditional Christian value. You know what I mean?
If we really want to talk about,
I don't think it's necessarily just a Christian value.
Okay, it's just common law, or like I guess natural law of just knowing that this is the wrong thing. But I think in my opinion, I think it draws people closer to do the right thing, in my opinion. So like I think it's good for the kid.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm sorry, but like when you say Christian values, and the whole nine, like Christianity used to massacre people. It used to be bad. So like when you talk about like, hey, this is the law, like, and all that type of stuff,
Right.
Now it's kind of contradictive because you used to force people into your religion.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, I
but
can
and
tell.
this,
I
and this
can
is why I
totally
don't
get
talk
that
about
view.
religion or politics. I'm not going to get into
Yeah.
that. That's the last thing I'm gonna
Yeah.
say. But
Yeah.
y'all can go ahead. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I kind of I get that point, but I think at a certain point, like
you want to be
there's going to
Christian?
be. Yeah, I think it start. Yeah, I can't speak on that per se. And there was war, obviously a lot of war back in different times, but
Right.
you know what I mean. So I think that's inevitable. There's like as of course we kind of like evolve from that. And not saying like you can't say like every religion is right, like in like just in certain ways as far as people, because a lot of people present their religion wrong. You know, not like you can't trust every Christian because not every Christian follows traditional values or at least try to maintain them. And that's why I think, yeah, Christians also get a bad name as well. But when I say the overall, like just a
As going
rule,
back to what I was saying, common sense.
yeah,
It's not necessarily just like common sense is going to tell you, hey, what I'm about to do is bad, whether I steal,
yeah,
kill, or hurt somebody. That's common sense of saying, hey, I can't do that because it's going to put physical harm to somebody else, whether it's
yeah,
mentally or physically. And common sense states say, I shouldn't be able to do it. That's just common sense. Like
yeah,
I don't think there's a belief behind it. I don't think there's a
yeah,
religion behind it or
right,
a political view. It's just
yeah,
you have
Oh, you
common sense.
right.
If I hit you, is that good or bad?
right,
Always good for me,
yeah.
but
As far as like thinking about it, like if you're raised up from the beginning, it's more instilled. You know what I mean? As far
yeah,
as that's where you kind of go with it. So
right.
yeah, it can be hit or miss in that sense, as far as like trying to fix a nation that's already broken. But as you can see, and here's my point a little bit, as we start to get away from it, we're seeing things like, yes, people not thinking that they're the right sex that they are. If you go back to the Bible, that obviously God made man and woman sort of thing. So now you're kind of going really away from that as far as that. So that's like the opposite of that. So I guess that's kind of my point. Like, how do you fix something that's going so downhill? You got to go the opposite way, right? I mean, you can't keep going down.
Eventually,
And
right?
how do you change that course? You know, yeah, you can wish for common sense. I mean, but even nobody talks either. And essentially, this is what this is, right?
And you hit it on the head.
Yeah.
No, and that was just gonna be my nobody talks. Nobody says
Mhm.
anything. And I think
Yeah,
that's the outlier of everything.
Yeah.
Everybody's so afraid to talk because of how people think other people are going to perceive each other.
Mhm.
Kind
Yeah.
of like a fear of fear of judgment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's the thing. There's all this, like you said, fear from it, you know. But yeah, I mean, how do you? And I think it's gonna go its own way, and we can't control it. I mean, yeah, you can. Again, it does kind of go to politics because it's how like what is allowed and what's not in certain
but then
degree.
even in politics, they're just
there's
not
do's and don'ts.
understanding the consequences within every law passed. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
however they do it, whether they just like do a couple equations and then
Yeah.
fucking say, all right,
Well,
this is
that's the
going to
thing.
benefit a little bit more. You
That's
know
the
what I'm saying?
thing.
Like,
And that's why they have like even law reform. So even law, as we know, can be corrupt, right?
mhm.
And so you can't even really trust the government, right? You can't. There's a lot of shit I'm sure we don't know. And
Right.
I
Hey,
know
look,
this
I
is a target right
ain't
now.
got no parts of this. Look, if you watching right now, I still work for the
but we know
government,
that,
homie.
right? So sometimes like you can't even, there's a whole lot of people you can't, and it's going back to like that natural law of just trying to do the right thing.
Right.
And to me personally, I feel like it goes closer to aligning with some type of religion or practice. So I'm going to even exclude Christians from this, but having this religious practice
Mhm.
that you can kind of go back and kind of answer to. It doesn't have to be, you know, my belief, but something. And I think religion is missing. So maybe that kind of changes things, because now you're like having to face the things that you've done wrong. Because I think in every religion there's wrong and right, correct?
Yeah.
So maybe I could have put it that way, but yeah, I mean, I think that may be missing, but you can't really control that. I think we're trying to get away from religion. I think everything was felt too religious. You know, when we grew up, there was more like Bible maybe in the school.
But you had a support,
Nowadays they try to exclude that. So
but you had a support channel though to escalate.
yeah,
Make
yeah,
sure like, hey, you're
yeah,
not fucking up or you're not doing this.
true.
So, and I think that's what's really lacking right now. Is
Mhm.
that one, we don't communicate. Two, we don't use our resources to attain what we actually need, which causes the mental health mindset.
Mhm.
And then three, you have a lot of people who self-identify as something that they're really not, trying to portray or, you know, present themselves as something that
Yeah,
they're not as well, which can be taxing. I promise
yeah.
you, it could be changing in out of skin after skin. Like it's
Mhm.
taxing. And
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you, I've done it a couple times to the point where I had to be somebody that I really wasn't just to gain access
right.
to something. And I'm pretty sure you have as well, and you, Neto, like just
Yeah.
to. But it's tiring that we can't really be ourselves to
Mhm.
actually see it for what it is and be like, hey, look, listen. Or I have to change up my lingo sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, right, you know what I mean? So I think it's just messed up as a whole.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's nothing. Yeah. I get it's like adapting. You're adapting to your environment, right? I mean, in so many ways, like you have to. Um and
So is it
it's almost
adapting or is it
natural.
adapting or is it surviving?
Either way, I think yeah, I mean
You see what I
surviving
mean?
is, yeah, for sure. I mean,
But why would it be surviving?
So just
You're
like
you're
you said,
portraying
Same.
yourself as something that as somebody else would like. So how are you is this like situation like a make or break?
no, I mean just any situation, like because you know how we always say, adapt or die.
Right.
You know the saying, though. I mean, like you either overcome or you die, or adapt or
Yeah.
die, and that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like one of the two, and if you can't adapt to it, then you're phased out. So at that point, while adapting to it, you're just trying to survive because the era that you was in kind of closed off. So now you really don't have anybody.
Okay. So let me ask you something, Nelson. Well, actually, I'm gonna ask both of you. I mean, coming from you got coming from a lower income, like before you what you were and how you became and stuff, right? You came from a lower income, um, place. Now, is it surviving to change your ways and basically become somebody that was either going to be part of the can't even talk right now. Be part be part of like what's going on at the moment, or do you stay the same as where you were born and try to become whatever you dream of?
Yeah. I think at first you
I
kind of
think
know that if it's possible, because like Nelson would say, like, yeah, you kind of have to adapt. Because, like, for instance, if you're talking about kids growing up and kind of like me in like the hood area, in a way, like either it's possible for you to get out, for you to do something else. You have to have that role model to say, oh, you could be something. But if you don't know that and you think that this is where I'm probably going to be for the rest of my life, and if
Right.
I don't adapt and I don't change and I don't get tough, or I don't do this, or I don't start acting a certain way, like I'm not going to make it around here, And then it's like, but this is your life now. So yeah, I mean that's where I could see where you say that you have to adapt to survive, is you have to adapt to like make it, and or people take advantage of that in an extreme case, like living in a hard neighborhood. Like you stay weak, you're gonna get fucked with, and it could end up you getting killed. So, but then at the other end of that, you adapting, now you're turning into something that's more maybe aggressive in the situation, and that can get you killed too. So it's like it's hard, whereas the natural way, like you would say, is be yourself. If they don't accept you, they don't accept you.
Right.
But in some cases, it's like, fuck, like I don't want to get my shit stolen again today. I don't want to, I need to make friends with these people so I have protection, or I have a group with me. Because if I'm by myself, I'm weaker, Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think for me, I think and I can only speak for me. I'm
Yeah.
not speaking on anybody else or in the world. I've always believed if I don't care who doesn't like me. I don't care who does like me. I appreciate it. Thank you. Like you my homies. But like at the end of the day, like if you don't accept who I am, I mean, granted, being adaptable to a situation, I feel that needs more of, because most people don't understand cues or social cues.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like you have to adapt to the environment to survive. I feel like you have to adapt to the situation, learning how to coast in and out, knowing when to stop talking, knowing when to actually speak your mind. Like those are the things where I'm really getting at. And for me, it's kind of like, if you don't like me, that's fine. It's cool. Even if I work with you and you don't like me, I'll still be cordial with you. Just know that, like, you be like, "Hey, what are you doing after work?" Shit, nothing.
Yeah.
Does that play a vital role in like in a professional setting?
So it does. It actually, I'm glad you said this. Holy shit, dog. So it does as well. Being able to adapt to the situation rather than the environment allows you, like, it broadens your scope. And listen to me when I say this. Planting a seed in somebody's mind is probably the biggest flex. Not even gonna lie to you. If you can, and what I mean by that is like you plant an idea in somebody's mind and think that it's theirs, to have it play out how you want to have it play out, to maneuver around certain situations. Be like, oh, I had this great idea of going left. I was like, oh man, I was just thinking that. But
So in
you
a way, you're
planted that seed.
manipulating them.
I mean, it is, but you're adapting to the situation.
Right. But then again, like
Like
if
street
somebody
smarts.
does figure it out and stuff, your perception is just ruined, right? It's not trustworthy anymore. So
Yeah.
how far would
So
you
the
be
thing
able
is,
to
though, like
go for it?
granted, certain shells need to be worn,
Hmm.
but you need to learn how to identify which shell is appropriate. Now, I'm not saying like you need to be topsy turvy and shit like that. I'm not saying that
But
at all. You're still going to be you at the end of the day.
Right.
But you have to adapt in a business situation as well, is what you're saying. So it's like, when to be around certain people, how to be strategic around other people. You kind of, okay, I see what he's doing, but I'm going to play this to my advantage. So it's like, yeah, having different masks on in a way, it's like, or changing out your clothes real quick. And it's like, I'm the same person, but I know I got to be with my armor gear with you right now. And over here, I can kind of put on my dapper, outfit right now as I'm adapting to this environment and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I think you hit it on the head, Drew, with that. I mean, it does, like, don't get me wrong. So with that, you just need to still be yourself and still have the same morals with those shells. Like, you can't be like, oh, I don't like water. I like sparkling water. And then you get around this one dude and you're like, oh, I don't like sparkling water. I like regular water. Like, no, like if you still be you, but just learn how to turn a situation
Now,
that's incoming towards you to to help you out or either diffuse a situation. Because you can act weak, you can still be a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you talk self-representation. Now, are you also just talking about like every day, like day to day, for example, yourself, or I represent myself like in this way of like how I look, how like I talk, like how you want to almost advance yourself, whether you're more closed off to yourself. I wear stuff that like whether that is more, I don't know, business casual, like so how see how people represent me. Like you also talking about like that, and then also habits. Like I kind of got a little bit of your notes. We talked about it as far as this topic, but like what role models do you have as far as what may lead you to wanting representing yourself in a certain way? Or what you've seen on TV, like, oh man, like that dude, no one gets over on him. Like, I want to be like that. Like, I want to be in a way like I can maneuver, like, is that also what you meaning? Like, even for example, for yourself, like, how would you represent yourself as far as, or what you want people to see?
Me personally, in my standing, I'm gonna be straight with you, regardless. Yeah,
Mhm.
I might say it a different. So when I say different shells, I'm not saying like I changed. Like, hey, how you doing, Tom? Like, no,
Right.
I'm not doing that. Like, I'm still myself, but the way that I actually say things are a little different. If that
Mhm.
makes sense, it still is the same meaning, but just in a different. I wouldn't say tone, but a different verbiage, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Depending on what, because if you talk to a Moss and you talk to him Neto like expertly, and you talk about like, hey, you need to make sure this in detail, this needs to be done, he's gonna look at you like, what the hell? But learning how to read the room and learning who you are with, like who you're talking to, and
Yeah.
actually being able to either dumb it down or actually know that you need to be more professional, I think that's how I represent myself. Knowing the crowd, knowing the people, that'll actually make you go really, really far. And
Do
being
you
like me personally,
do y'all think
go ahead.
that y'all show like and I know it's like hit or miss for me. Do you think you guys show on a day-to-day basis like confidence, like as you walk? You think as you address people, or sometimes do you feel like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
kind of like closed off, or like you're kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, do you
I
want
think,
to always
yeah,
revert?
I think
Yeah,
the nonverbal presentation of
yeah,
one is the most important,
hmm,
because you can go and you can enter a room, not say a
yeah,
single word, but like let off this vibe where like everybody knows like, oh, he's confident.
yeah,
Whatever he's about to go do, he's about to
right,
nail it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's not all
right,
about the verbal communication
yeah,
stuff. Now, obviously, that does play a huge role,
yeah,
whether you're presenting a PowerPoint or if you're just going up to meet somebody and close a sale or something,
hmm.
But I think it's the nonverbal is
It
what's going to be the glue to everything.
it's loud.
Yeah.
I find that the most, like even at the gym, like you go to the gym and you see this really big dude or whatever, or this he's just built, or a girl, whatever, and they're so focused and they have this presence where it's like, yo, I don't want to fuck with him, you
Hmm.
know. But then they're like the nicest person you've ever met, and like the
Yeah.
dude is, you think he's talk, but when he talks to you, he's like really nice, but he's got this representation of like, I'm don't mess with me type thing,
Yeah.
and it, without even saying a word, he's just working out or she's just working out, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, and that goes back to just talk to people, man. Like, you never know who you might meet. The biggest 6'5" dude that's 350 pounds, like I said before, that's just swole, yoked, that's big, that looks angry. Because I walk around the company looking angry. I'm not saying I'm 6'5" or 380 pounds,
Yeah.
but I walk around the company and I'm just like, whatever, man. But I'll still help you out. And I
Yeah.
think that with communication, the presentation that oneself presents will actually opened a lot of people's eyes to actually be like, oh shit. And I think that's what's lacking. That's what's causing a lot of mental health issues is that nobody talks to each other anymore. Everybody just pass everybody day by day.
Mhm.
Nobody be like, hey, I like your outfit without actually wanting anything. Just saying, hey, I like your outfit. Oh, I got a boyfriend or I got a girlfriend. Like,
Yeah.
nah, man. Like, I'm just
So
saying.
you
You gotta,
saying society now is ruining self confidence and even
I
just
wouldn't say
communication altogether?
yes and no. And I say yes because, like, how many times have you walked down the street and you procured this outfit that's fitted from head? Because I know you bougie as hell.
He
You
is.
you make sure
I
you know
can't
what I'm
even
saying.
stand by him. This dude
Yeah,
is
you
got
know what I'm
diamonds
saying. You got
shining.
the
I'm like, what the
watch
fuck?
on.
You just going to
Stop,
Yeah,
Schnucks?
man.
Like,
stop
what the
it.
fuck?
You know what I
Stop.
mean? But like, how many times has like an actual? I'm not saying it has to be a dude or like somebody has said anything to you like, "Hey man, like, hey, nice tattoo," or "Oh man, I like how you put that. How'd you put that together?" Like nobody does that. Everybody just walks past, they look at, they think about it, and they just keep on about their day. I mean, granted, that's probably how we grew up. Like, don't
Mhm.
say nothing to nobody that you don't know. But and then it's still weighing heavy in the society that to think that nobody cares.
So how do you think people perceive you?
I'll help anybody, man. I'm not.
But I mean that's the thing. Like there's that nonverbal
Mhm.
um, side of things.
So,
Like
so
obviously,
I'll,
especially being in the military, right? Because that's something that we have to uphold, right? Our
Yeah.
standards, the way that we look, the way that we present ourselves, the way that we speak, and then the way that we mentor. So being in the military and stuff, how do you feel like people see you? Like how do you think that will even affect their day?
yes, I do walk in the company with a resting face.
Arresting,
That was
Rest in
arresting
yeah,
bitch
bitch
face.
face.
Yeah, I just
yeah.
got told that
Go ahead
today.
and say it, man. It's
Yeah.
You know what I
YouTube,
mean. But
bro.
like I do, and I know I do. And it kind of I wouldn't say scare a lot of people. I'm not a scary dude, man. But
I
like,
don't know about that.
nah,
No, dude,
Jesus
I thought you
Christ.
were gonna
I
shoot
was,
me
I
through the
was,
TV. The first time I met you, dog, I thought you were gonna fucking blow me away. I was like, all right, dude, is he cool? Is he gonna whoop
No,
my ass?
first time I met you
no,
when we
no.
was in the company and stuff, and we was in the same room. I was terrified. My tail
Shut the.
was tucked.
No, you was
Well,
not.
that's all the time. See, and
But
that's
the
why we're
thing is,
talking about this because you need to represent more confidence, Chris. This is actually a conversation for you.
no, but no, like how I think people perceive me as, I'm a essence of fear, which I don't really understand. Even my daughter tells me like, "You're really scary," and I'm like, "How, baby? Like, well, I'm not doing anything to be scared." It's kind of the situations and how I handle them. I think that kind of throws a lot of people off.
Mm.
But I think I carry myself with a lot of respect, dignity, and knowing if you are that person that can be trusted or ambitious, I'll help you regardless. But if you
So
just lazy,
so
over
so are
with.
you that trustworthy person? Like no matter what, you're
You
the
you
hand to
needed a
turn
pair
to.
you needed a pair of mittens, didn't you?
I
To
mean, yeah,
clear.
yeah. I'm not questioning you. I'm just
But,
trying
but,
to
I'm, but
figure it
that's what I'm
out. You
saying.
know what I'm
Like
saying?
you was like, hey man, like I ain't got this. Can you can you help me out?
No, I
Yeah,
mean,
man. I got it.
I agree. I agree.
So I mean, it's one of those where
But what
yeah, I
about the
read
people that you don't talk to? So that one guy that just walks past you.
oh, I speak to everybody. Like I never let even if I'm passing by somebody. Now, okay. Now, if I'm on tequila and
Mm.
I'm in the midnight club or what is it? What is that? What is that? The what is
Midnight
it?
or the Midtown mid. What is it? The Midtown? I don't fucking know.
That's
Some
a
bar.
strip
Yeah.
club. Y'all lying.
Nah,
No,
man, it's
no,
a
it's not
goddamn
strip club.
strip club, bro.
It's just a bar. But if you was a motorcycle, like, nah, I'm not tolerating no disrespect. But that's just
Yeah.
how I am. That's just how I was brought up. But like, I stand on what I stay 10 toes down, and I'm grateful for everything that I got, everything that I have, and everything I can give. Even when I'll give you the shirt off my back, homie.
Yeah. I agree. I
I just,
believe. I
but
believe that. What
people
about you,
perceive
Drew?
me.
Uh, I think I don't think people want to like fuck with me because I do have a resting bitch face, and I admit that. And like I almost wait for the green light sometimes, and sometimes like with
You
having
look like you're gonna shoot an arrow at me.
yeah, actually I go in
Like,
right
just
here,
fuck me
motherfucker. I
up.
got to aim right at the camera.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've been to your house. I'm gonna step in every trap.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Now I'm gonna torture your ass too. I'm gonna have you live with you, drag
This
you in the
man,
back.
Hey,
No,
Nelson,
like I
I go
don't.
to this man's house, right? And
Oh, here
this
we
man's
go.
like, "Hey, go ahead and sit down real quick." I was like, "All right, yeah, sit down and stuff." And this man starts bringing me guns. Here's this one. 30 minutes later, we still going. Just,
And you know what?
I
I'm
was like,
missing
"Hey."
one. You steal something from me? I'm missing a gun.
Nah,
No,
nah.
like I with having resting bitch face, it's a syndrome. It's actually a condition.
It's a
Like
condition.
sometimes I feel like people can tell like too much, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to represent like this face. You know what I mean? Because if they can tell your mood, they can kind of manipulate you in a little bit. You know, that's how I feel.
Yeah,
But like when I talk, then it's like, okay, I'm more outgoing, if you will. And it's not always like that, but I feel like when it's just me out, like it's almost like a conscious thing where I have to, okay, like don't look intimidating in a way, like smile, say hi, or whatever the case may be. But if it's like me not even thinking, yeah, I have this probably don't mess with me type face, and Maddie's really good about telling my mood. She's like, "You good?" I'm like, "I think so."
Mhm.
She's like, "Your face don't look like way." I was like, "Damn,
I'm
I
not
need to
gonna lie to
change
you.
that."
I hate that shit. Everybody,
Yeah.
you all right? Yeah, I'm fine. Like I'm good.
She's like,
why
"I don't
you-
know. You look like you about to shoot somebody."
Yeah,
It's
like
like,
no,
"Oh,
I'm fine.
I don't
man.
think so." Yeah. So like, yeah, I think I'm just like you. It's intimidating. I think you have your days, I guess, when you don't. I don't know. What about you, Chris?
The-
I
the-
don't know.
the-
All right, so okay,
a,
so
a big stepper.
Right.
so I've always been told that like I look ignorant,
Mm.
and I think
You
the
look
way that
ghetto?
I actually, and the way that I actually like, because you guys know me, I don't know how to beat around the bush and stuff. So if I have
Right.
something to say, I'm just gonna fucking say it,
Right.
and whether you like it or not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know that. This
Yeah,
dude came to
so
my 1-year-old's party cussing like a damn sailor. I'm like, okay, they gonna learn some new words today. That's not even my kid right there. So, so you kind of came in. I'm joking, but yeah,
no, but that's the thing. Like I believe everybody's that first met me has called me an asshole.
really,
Yeah, and I think it's just because like I said, I don't know how to beat around the bush. So if I have something in my mind and you're doing something that I think is retarded, I'm gonna let you know. Like, hey, that's
Yeah.
not cool.
Man,
Obviously, in
you
a very
do speak your
tactful way.
mind. You
Yeah.
you do.
I get some cautious. If I didn't know you, I'd be cautious. To be honest, not
don't
like
know,
you're
when I
gonna do
feel-
something, but yeah, I'd be like, all right, like I'm watching this one.
But I'm
I
always
don't know, like,
quiet.
because
though.
It's quiet, speaks
No, the
so much
fuck you not.
volume.
Stop,
It's
stop
crazy.
doing that. No, you
Yeah.
not.
Yes, I am.
Like you just said, if you feel like you fucking retarded, you're gonna be like, you're fucking retarded.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna speak the entire time while I'm thinking it. I'm just gonna be sitting back watching you do something, and then when you're done, stupid ass.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I see what you're saying. No, when I first met him, I was sitting there, I was like, oh, he knows. He's actually really, really. I think it was that first. I wouldn't say squad life. I think it was the when we went out to the field the first time, and I just walked up to you and I asked you like all these questions and shit,
Yeah.
and you were like, "You talking to me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, motherfucker, you the only one here." Like, yes, I am. No, but he very intellectual, very like driven. Should I say, to put it nicely?
Yeah.
Oh, but now, like I don't know. I think it's a different. I think when different people actually meet people from the same cloth that they can identify with, I think it makes it a lot easier because a lot of people wouldn't talk to Neto. but I know he's cut from the same cloth that I was cut from. So it made it easier for me knowing from where he's from and where I'm from. I wouldn't say had the same lingo, but we had the same morals, so to speak. So
Hmm.
Yeah. I know when the first, even you pulling up to my house yesterday, I gotta be real with you, dude. I was concerned. I see you with your fucking glasses. I'm like, did I fuck off the cartel? Did I piss them off? And then you roll up in there, and I'm like, everybody was sitting at the table. I was like, no, it's cool. It's cool. He's all right. I know he looks dangerous, but it's fine. Him and his big ass Suburban pulling in my neighborhood. So,
Really?
yeah,
About that?
yes, dude, you have this look. I don't know what it is. I
Bro,
don't know
that
what it
is
is.
one
Again, I told you
superpower
I'm
that I
never gonna
want.
fight you. I'm just gonna have to shoot you. And you're like, what? You're like broad too, and so like, yeah, it's intimidating.
That's one
Not for me.
superpower
I
I
ain't no
want.
bitch. I mean,
I
I'll
want
whoop
to be
your
able to
ass.
just like read people's mind.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to know what people actually think of me.
I would love that, but I don't know if I could handle that. But I'd be like,
Why?
oh, okay, I know you, motherfucker. You know, it's like I'm gonna cut you off right now. God damn it. For me, it'd be one bad thought about me. I'm like, you're done. You're out of here. I'll be alone. But yeah, that would be interesting.
It would.
It would be very interesting.
It would. All right. So, going back to self-presentation and stuff. What is one thing you guys think the viewers should really think about whenever they're going about their day?
hopefully they can tell us. We waiting on comments.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hmm.
me personally, I think
Oh
that.
yeah, that's a good one.
Speaking of that,
That's a good
like,
one.
comment, subscribe. Welcome back to the Legacy of Ours, where we talk shit, drink shit, and shoot the shit.
Wow.
So, by any means necessary, please comment. Let us know how
Yeah.
you feeling about these
Yeah,
topics.
yeah. But you think some people prefer like people who aren't as like confident or show this dominance? You think they'd be like, oh man, I wish I was that more, because even though like for me, like I showing that presentation, even like for you, like me, even just saying you're like, oh, you really thought that? Like I felt like I give off this vibe. Somebody really wants that don't feel that way. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you motherfuckers are lucky. Like I don't have that type of like almost like that alpha thing in a way, like you're alpha of your clan in a way.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? As like you're not gonna mess with mine, that sort of thing. You think people really like struggle with that? Like, well, I'm sure they do. That would only make sense.
I
Yeah.
don't think that can be taught. I think that's just it's by
That's
experience.
life.
Yeah, it's
That's
by
trauma.
experience.
That's
Yeah,
trauma.
no, like, I'm not trying to, but I mean, it can't be really taught to you. It's more or less like,
Yeah.
what did you have to go through in order to make you
It's
the
developed.
man
Yeah.
or woman you are?
Yeah.
So,
What would you want your kids to present yourself like? You know what I mean?
What do I want my kids to perceive me as?
Yeah, like okay, so obviously we know we can't control our kids. So
Right.
they're gonna obviously develop in their own way. What is the best scenario of like them presenting? Because you may know, okay, so and so is like more so shy, so they may not be as confident. But maybe I want them to be just confident enough to make it through things. You know what I mean? Or I hope that they would develop in their own way. In this way would be the better scenario, or whatever. As you know them, what do you think? Like, what are your hopes for?
Honestly, mine, like I said, I can only speak for mine, is that they present themselves as confident as they possibly can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because as we all know, this world it's either a sink or swim.
Yeah.
But with that, knowing everything that I know, I try to bring it into the household early and show them things to where they don't have to face the hardships to learn these how to be out there, rather than me just coming in and just being like, hey, this is what it is. I think it's like I said, it all boils down to just communication and talking to them. So with perception, I mean, you have to show the reality of it, but that's just me.
Hmm.
My bad. I ain't
I
mean to get.
I'm well. I'm just thinking because I mean, I want my kids to be honest, right? I want
Yeah.
them to be truthful. But then I'm thinking like, how truthful is this world, and how is that going to benefit them in any way?
Mm.
You know. But then again, integrity is key to me and stuff, right? So I
Yeah.
can't just
So now you're
just like,
going back to like, are you willing them to break the rules a little bit
yeah,
just to
Mm.
survive? And
just to
see, that
survive.
goes
So are we
back.
breaking, are we breaking the rules, or are we bending the rules?
Whether
There's no
we're
such thing
bending
as
or not,
bending.
yeah,
Either you
yeah,
break it,
you're
no.
breaking them or you're not.
Well, here's the thing, and it's going back to my point in the beginning. On the traditional values of religion, is it they're going to break the rules just for this, or are they going to stay the narrow path and continue and go with it, and hope for the best of like staying always true to integrity, versus, okay, like if I lie a little bit on this, I'm going to either gain this or get out of this. You know what I mean? Like,
I
what is
don't think
your-
once you do something, there's no going back.
yeah,
Once you commit a wrongdoing,
which is
it's
natural,
changing your life. Yeah, yeah.
right?
So
Which is
every
natural,
choice that you're doing is gonna impact your life in some way, right? Whether
right?
you're telling the truth or not. But
Yeah,
if you're going through that path that you have to create another you that's
mhm,
not really you,
yeah,
then you're just creating a lot more lies than it should be, right? So
yeah,
again, you're always gonna have to lie once you take that road.
yeah. It comes naturally, and going in a biblical sense, religious um part, like going through that, there are lessons in kind of going through, like, even bending the rules or breaking the rules, and then you kind of
Yeah.
get back on that path. But yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, to answer your question, I guess obviously confidence for
yeah, for sure.
sure, right?
Yep. Yep. We real quick, Maddie was telling me a story about, or actually, no, my sister was telling me a story about a father went into his daughter's room at night and said, "You are strong, you are intelligent, you are this, you are that." Said that to her every day. Okay. And she went into a situation where a boy called her stupid, that she wasn't anything. And she says, "No, I'm not. My father tells me every day that I'm this and this and this." And I think that goes back to, like Nelson said, being there and talking and giving that confidence, but you got to give it to them early, and you got to keep doing it. Consistency is everything. Even if you fuck up and forget, you can always go back to it, but you got to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, I agree.
So
I think that's the closer right there. Honestly,
Yeah.
consistency is key.
yeah,
Yeah.
To be honest with you, again, I'm about to sign off. As y'all see, my shit about to die. But I think that was a good note that we left on. Like,
Yeah.
consistency is key, and trying to be better people,
yeah,
and to help people.
yeah.
Um,
Let us know what you think too. Like, again, flood the comments. Like, even if you disagree, like, let us know, and we'll talk about it. You know what I mean? That's good to have the conversation. So
Yeah.
It's
definitely.
been a ride. I appreciate it. Thank y'all.
yeah,
Yep.
Another wonderful
Another good
episode.
episode. Yeah.
Goddamn.
All right.
Self perception.